Warren Jeff did. Hello and...
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that line.
3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome.
This is episode 5 of
Yay!
Lunch Break. We're going to talk about the fundamentalists of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, the Mormons.
Yes, the Mormons.
So mind you, I don't really know what this is about. I said,
Perfect.
Annie, bring something up. Mind you, 2 minutes ago, Annie just said you to me, so...
But basically, Lauren was like, I'll find something to do. Oh, I'm Annie, by the way, and I'm with Lauren.
I'm Lauren.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
We forgot to do that. Anyways, but...
Well, I couldn't think of anything. And
yeah, I gave her a list, and to be fair, the list was like, I mean, it was all right. It was like basic podcasts, like true crime, blah, blah, blah.
I'm excited to hear about the Church of Latter-day Saints, though.
I
find learning about the Mormons
fascinating.
So interesting.
No, because I have watched Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, Netflix documentary. I have watched it probably 4 times, and that is a lot of information.
Maybe I'll watch it No, I can't. I have to write a paper.
I'm actually probably going to watch it tomorrow. No, I need to watch Grey's Anatomy. I'm, like, getting to the really good part. Have you watched Grey's Anatomy?
I've watched up until, like, season 15.
Okay, so way more than I have. I stop at season 9 when Derek dies.
Spoilers.
Well, I think everyone knows that. But I'm at the part where George is about to die.
Ugh, rip 007.
And I'm going to sob my eyes out. I sobbed when...
Whenever I wanted to make myself cry, like, for attention, I would always watch an episode of Grey's Anatomy like that. And then I would go snap everybody back, and they're like, oh my god, are you okay? And I was like, yes, I'm fine.
I snapped one person last night after crying, and it was Brooke, and it's because she texted me saying that I could go listen to her, or I could go watch her. I was an extra in a short or a little thing that she made. Yeah. It was like Glee. It was some scene of Glee, and I was like, I said, I needed that. Just cried like 3 times. It's because it just kept on getting sadder. Yeah. Because it was when McSteamy almost killed Yang, and then she was like, I don't feel safe with you, and I was like, no, he's trying so hard. And then when Meredith said yes to marry,
not McSteamy, it was Burke.
No, Burke is gone right now. I'm on season.
Wait, McSteamy and Yang never got together.
Yeah, they did.
No.
Trauma surgeon McSteamy. That's McSteamy, right?
No, McSteamy is the plastic surgeon. You're thinking about Owen.
Yes, Sloan. Okay, I think that's like a me thing. I think I'm the one that called him McSteamy. Anyways, trauma surgeon.
Red hair.
He's so hard. Okay, look. Oh, I'm in love with that man. But anyways, yeah. Not Sloan. Owen and Yang.
Hunt.
Hunt.
Yes.
Yes. And then Meredith finally said yes to Derek because he put all the
Candle House.
It didn't. It happened in the elevator.
Oh, I thought it was the Candle House.
That's where they like got married or something.
Oh, you're right.
They haven't gotten married yet. Izzy is dying of cancer and.
Oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I need to rewatch Grey's. I want to try and make it through, but I feel like it's
to be fair, I fall asleep to it and I wake up and I watch it when I want to because I've seen it so many times that I know what's happening. Yeah. So like that's the only way that I can watch it.
I haven't watched
just play it in the
probably
background.
Like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole crying for attention thing was like middle school. We're past that.
Yeah. Last night.
I'm going to stop you tonight crying.
I think it's a double camera thing. Dude, that's so awesome. Snap the host crying is a crazy way to get people to ask how you are.
And mind you, it was middle school hoes. Like,
so no hose.
No, there were hoes.
Oh, you had hoes in middle school?
I did.
Okay, Lauren. Okay.
Tell me about the Church of Latter-day Saints.
I would love to talk to you about Jeff Warren. Wait, Warren Jeff. Okay, anyways. So, did you just mute me?
No, I was going to do the trombone, but it was on the wrong page. So, like.
Do it.
No, it's bad timing
okay,
now. It's wrong timing.
FLDS. The Fundamentalist Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mm-hmm. Holy crap.
Fun fact, there's a Mormon church in the middle of Greek neighborhood here. There's a Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yes. Yeah. They're the ones that roam around campus.
But their church is in the midst of all the Greek houses, which I just think is so ironic because it's against everything they stand for. That's
wonderful. I mean, to be fair, though, cult, surrounded by cults, kind of makes sense.
I wouldn't call them a cult. I don't want to offend any religions.
Well, I'm calling Greek life a cult.
Greek life is a cult.
Wait, I don't know if FLDS would be a cult because I don't think you have to get initiated. You know what I mean? Like, I think you just, like, choose to believe. Does that make sense? I don't really know. I don't think in the documentary they talked about that. Like, you're just born into it, and if you want to believe that, you just have to go up to Warren and Jeff and be like, nice hat.
Thanks.
It's a really ugly hat.
It's a bag.
It's a bag. Okay.
Anyways, that makes sense.
I asked ChatGPT to write me a script. I meant to ask it to write me just, like, information. So I'm just going to read the script and see what it says.
Yeah.
It says podcast title, Unveiled, Truths Behind the Curtain.
Oh, I've been told that we need
That's
to improve
fire.
our podcast title names to be more enticing for the listeners.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay, before we start, actually, we're going to talk about this for, like, 2 seconds because we're only 5 minutes in. I'm going to go to my channel real quick, and I'm going to tell you what the next... Because at this point, all the podcast titles are already out. Manage channel, manage videos, podcast, or YouTube studio.
By the time this is posted.
Yeah. It says, okay, the one that I just posted is the Denver Airport. Wait, stop. We have 20 views now. Stop trying to put the mic in a bag. I look over. Okay, and then the next one, which is going to be posted on May 7th, 2 days, Wednesday. It's Annie and Lauren read Reddit, ? I don't know, it's just... Do you like that one? I can change it.
Lame.
Okay, come up with something else.
Each title should be our intro, like, of a censored. And, like, you just, like, for the censored part, just put a bunch of asterisks and, like, do, like, a line.
Oh, that's funny.
And then Annie and Lauren talk about blank.
Yeah, that's funny.
I think that should be
and
the
then,
start.
But then it'll say lunch break. There'll be another line because I have lunch break in all caps.
Yeah.
And then episode, whatever episode number it is. And then the next one is Annie
Okay,
talks.
it should be whatever censored line, lunch break episode, whatever. And then it can just, like...
The description can be what it is. Okay.
We need cute thumbnails. That's what we need to do. Cute thumbnails that, like, Annie and Lauren are, like...
Yeah, I really like the logo that I made on Canva. You saw it, right? Like the green letters.
Yeah, it's cute.
I think it's super cute. And I
like
think
it.
that we just have to, like, make it smaller and then put our faces in.
I love it.
I mean, they know what I look like. They know what you were in my last vlog. They know what you look like. But anyways, and the next one is Annie Talks Greek Life. And then in all caps, TMYK, the more you know. And then lunch break, episode 3. That one's 58 minutes. Holy crap, I talked for a long-ass time. The first one's 47, the second one's 41, then it's 58, and the one we just did was...
Like 50.
50. Damn, we're getting low. Okay, this one's going to be pretty short, though. Like, we know that.
I'm guessing, like, 30, 40 minutes.
I'm guessing, like, 40, yeah. Anyways, okay, well, after I send this, like, MP3 file to my email, we will figure out good titles.
Anyways, let's jump in, because
so
we do only have 40 minutes left in this room. Oh. Our time is messed up.
It's okay, we can go yap to the front desk guy.
He'll give us more time.
Yeah,
he'll give us more time.
For real. Okay. ChatGPT. Tone: investigative, respectful, conversational, serious, with moments of reflection. I love chat. Okay.
Nah, that.
Okay. Segment 1. What is religious fundamentalism? Okay, so...
Tell me about it, Annie.
At its core, fundamentalism refers to a strict...
Sorry.
You asshole.
I wanted to see if there was ice. I did not realize how loud that would be.
You...
I just want to eat a piece of ice.
So you can crunch it into the mic. Okay.
What is in here?
Water?
Does it smell like water?
Is there a little bit of coffee? There might be like a drop of coffee. Let me look at it.
Well, there's not a drop of coffee. It smelled like, not water.
It's liquor. Just kidding.
I thought it was.
Did you actually?
It smelled like it for a second.
Did it actually smell like that? It's only had water in there the whole day. Okay. So now we're just wasting time. Now you're just wasting time after yelling at me. Okay.
Tell me about
Okay.
the church.
At its core, fundamentalism is a strict, literal interpretation of sacred texts. I'm going to kill you with that ice. And doctrines. It's often involved... Can I mute you? Phenomenal. I don't think they can hear you. Can they hear you?
No.
Okay, that was awesome. You muted yourself again. Okay.
Continue.
So you can chew. Okay.
I'm
I'm sorry. Bro, it often involves return to perceived original or pure religious values, rejecting modern interpretations or reforms. So they just think that they're like the most pure version of it. Yeah, it's...
I could have told you that much.
Yeah, okay. In the case of the FLDS, their fundamentalism took shape in polygamy.
Do you want me to read
Oh,
it?
patriarchal. I'm dumb. Patriarchal control and rigid.
Yeah.
Guys.
Wasn't it like Joseph Smith who was like the patriarch or like...
He wrote their Bible.
Yeah.
Bible. All justified as divine command. So the mainstream church officially renounced polygamy in 1890, but breakaway sections like FLDS still do it insane amounts. So I'm going to go off memory before I talk about this because this kind of skips ahead in the documentary. Mm-hmm. So as I've said, I've seen it like 4 times. It originally started with Warren Jeff's father. I don't remember his name, something Jeff, obviously. And he was the prophet. He was never supposed to die because when he died, the world would end. And God would pick up people that he decided he wanted to come to heaven. And if you were following enough of the rules, then you would go to heaven. Yeah. That's what they believed. Every woman had to... Every woman, you know, they had to be covered, but they could wear whatever patterns they want in the dresses. They could wear however they wanted their hair. It had to be up, and they had to be in some...
their garments.
Yes, the garments, all of the stuff that, like, everyone always hears about. Yeah. But they had a lot of fun learning about the religion. The only not fun part was when they got married to, like, a 60-year-old. And then, yeah. So the documentary follows about 4 women that escaped the FLDS at... They all end up leaving at different times because it did get shut down, obviously, when they caught Warren Jeff, because I'll get to that because it gets crazy. But but it's about these 4 women. So the first one, she ended up getting married directly to the prophet. So the prophet had, I don't know, I'm talking like upwards of 35 wives.
Whoa.
Yes. And so every night they would line up in a single file line and kiss his forehead goodnight.
Yeah, like kiss him goodnight.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. But the sad part is when you were newly married, you'd have to stay longer, you know.
Yeah.
And then be assaulted. Yeah. By like a 70-year-old. Because this prophet was like old. So...
Yikes.
Yeah, so he was the one that was telling, because he was the closest relation to God.
Right.
And he had a bunch of children, obviously. But his first wife, his first wife is where he had like 4 main brothers. And then all the other kids are just sporadically spread out everywhere. It's a lot of incest. It's really disgusting. But the 4 main brothers, one of them was Warren Jeff. And his mom always kept Warren Jeff really close to the father. So they were all really close because basically, like, the closer you are to the father, the closer you are to God, because he is basically God to them. And...
Well, that's why all the women wanted to have their kids with him, so their kids would be...
Exactly. It's really, like, you are very lucky to be marrying the prophet. That's what they told you. But, of course, there are some girls, like the one that they followed in the beginning, who were like, I don't want to get married to this old-ass man. Which makes sense. And I think that she actually was in love with, like, a random guy. And, like, she asked him if she could get married to him. And the next day, he was like, no, you're getting married to me. Like, it was, like, something like that where it was, like, it was very, from an outside perspective, it was just, like, them just making the decision of whatever they wanted to do next. Mm-hmm. But to them, they were like, oh, God is telling him to say that. You know what I mean? So as time progresses, the prophet begins to get sick. And the last picture of them is all of his 36 wives dressed in white in a picture around him. And it's a haunting, horrifying picture. I mean, he's like 75 years old, like dying. And then there's just like women ranging from 75 to 13 all around him.
Wow.
Yeah. And like, so it was really bad. And so he dies. And everyone's like, what? Wait. Everyone's like, what the? You know what I mean? Because he wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah.
Because he was...
Or if he did die, they're all supposed to go with him.
Exactly. So when he did die, Warren Jeff, who was closest to him, was like, oh shit, I gotta start covering my ass. Mm-hmm. Because he's making a bunch of money from this whole operation, obviously, because they're working for him and they're selling their farming goods, and it's also a big money corporation, and that's how they're able to keep everyone in, is because they're able to supply everything to them. They don't get ownership of their own money. You know what I mean? Like, they get everything handed to them because they gave all their money to him.
Right.
And of course, it doesn't cost that much. Like, he gets to keep a bunch of that money. And so Warren Jeff announces that he is the next prophet.
Oh.
Which is like big switch in everything.
Yeah.
So, his name is Rulon Jeff. It says it right there. So after the death of his father, he seized control of the FLDS church, and he quickly positioned himself as the one true prophet, the sole voice of God on earth. So he was like, it wasn't my dad, it was actually me. And he was just teaching me. It was like...
Oh, he pawned it off on...
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And so...
Well, that's whenever he wakes up and he's like, God came to me in a dream and this is what he told me.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, yes.
Yes. And now, here's the problem. With that power, he now has unchecked abuse. I heard that.
Unchecked abuse?
Yeah. I don't know. I heard that in the mic.
You're hearing it in your ears.
Okay. Anyways, Lauren's going to eat ice. I'm sorry if you hear it. So he has unchecked abuse, obviously, because he's the voice of God. You know, why would God abuse us on earth and everything? And so he began reshaping the community. He began stricter rules about what they wear. They couldn't wear certain colors. They couldn't wear certain patterns. They had to have their hair in like 6 different types of hairstyles, like the really extensive braids that would take like hours to do all these, because they have like 10 kids each.
Yeah.
And they're like doing all these kids' braids and stuff. He starts controlling marriages, which was kind of already being done, but it was a lot easier before with Rulon to ask to be married to somebody, being like, hey, can we get married?
Yeah.
He started exiling men. So and here's the reason why. When you have a community of people, you're going to have pretty 50-50. Yeah. But if every dude is having 6 or 7 wives and the prophet has 30, you're going to have a bunch of dudes with no wives. So he started kicking dudes out. And he was kicking out 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 20-year-olds who have nothing else. Like, so he started making a bunch of young men homeless in Ohio.
Wow.
Like, it was just...
Well, because they have no education, no money, no job.
I mean, the education that they do have, they know how to read and write and, like, sing, and they know what the Bible says.
Yeah,
like, what their Bible says.
They can't go to a place and apply for a job.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. And they would end up all working blue-collar jobs because that's all they knew how to do, because that's what they did for him. And it was just, like, really bad, the situation he was putting these people in. And then he was assigning girls. Now he was doing it in a gross way. He would assign people as young as 12 to go get married. So one of the in-person stories, I know, disgusting. One of the stories that one of the girls, because like I said, there were like 4 girls that they followed. Mm-hmm. She was in love. I don't think it was the first one, but she was in love with a guy who ended up getting kicked out of the church. And it was a really cute story. It was like, I mean, it was so like middle school, like movie love, because it was like through letters and stuff. So they had like spoken a few words to each other in passing, and then he got kicked out. Well, she went up to Warren Jeff and said, hey, can I get married to blah, blah, blah? And he said, I'll think about it. And then the next day...
I'll sleep on it. God came to me in a dream. God said no.
And the next day, he kicked that guy out, and he told her to get married to the guy that she hated.
Oh, wow.
And this guy was, like, 30, and she was, like, 14. And so, it, like... And now here's the craziest part. To get them married... This was like the story because she was 14, her mom had to sign off on it, but they can only sign off in like Kansas, so they had to like drive down however many hours it takes to drive there, go to like a shack in the middle of the I don't know, field. Yeah. And then, like, I mean, there's no mountains there. Like, it's like fields. Kansas.
It's grassland. It's like the breadbasket of the U.S.
Exactly. And so they had to go there, and some priest would meet them there with a form, and then they would change their names so that they were legally married. And, like, their mom would sign off because she was 14 or 15 years old.
Right.
And she was, like, Like, now here's the saddest part. This guy, I'm pretty sure that it was one of Warren's brothers, like younger brothers.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yes, I'll marry you, like I do. And she was like sobbing so much she couldn't even speak because she was in love with this guy who the night before, like she got kicked out, or he got kicked out, like gave her a letter, gave her like a note that said like, I love you, call me. And it was his number. And it was, like, super cute and whatever.
That's
so
sweet.
she was like, I have a guy that I want to get married to and I want to spend the rest of my life to, and I'm now being forced as a 14-year-old.
To marry a 30-year-old that I don't want anything to do with.
Exactly. And so she's sobbing so much that she can't, like, say I do. And her mom, like, pulls her aside. And, like in the way that they tell the story, like, she basically was talking about how her mom looked at her with so much, like, for our family and for your dad's sake, you need to say yes. Because getting married to the prophet's brother gets us closer to God.
Yeah.
And so she ended up calming down and saying yes. And
that's heartbreaking.
she ended up escaping with him, I'm pretty sure, later. So,
I was going to say,
so,
I
like,
hope they did end up, like,
yeah,
getting married.
I think what ended up happening is they, like, didn't think they were ever going to see each other again because he got kicked out. And then they met at, like, a lake. Like it was, like, an unplanned meeting. And it was, like, you know, like the red string thing where it's like you'll meet again.
The invisible
oh my gosh,
string theory. Yeah.
That's what happened to them. And I was like, I'm getting chills because it's so flipping cute.
That's adorable.
We just talked about weddings. But yeah.
I love love.
Oh,
whenever it's good to
too.
me. It hasn't been good to me in about 2 years.
I'm not even going to talk about that. You know who you are. Okay. So, next section. The phrase keep sweet. So it basically just means like silent your pain. Like you don't get to talk about it anymore. Like
keep sweet.
Yeah. So it was a mantra
it.
drilled into the minds of these girls and these women, not the men, just the girls and the women.
Yep.
And it was silencing your pain, hiding your fear, smiling through suffering, and for women, keeping sweet was survival. So it was a ticket to a supposed spiritual salvation. So if you kept sweet and even if you like thought differently, you'd still go to heaven.
Yeah.
That's not really how like it actually works. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like actually believe it. But to them it's like put a smile on your face, sing your songs. Oh yeah, another thing when Warren Jeff became the prophet, he took away like all of the fun parts of their life. So since he was kicking out all these dudes, they would have less speakers to talk on their their schools, like less teachers. It became a bunch of women, which like nothing wrong with that, but like it just put a lot of more pressure on the women because they had to have a bunch of kids and then also have a job. And when you have 10 kids, it's hard to have a job.
Yeah.
And now they had to like go teach their kids and everything. And then what was I gonna say? Oh gosh, I lost my thought. They didn't have like singing and dancing at their learning their schools and stuff. It was just like him up there talking for hours, being like, you can't do this anymore, you can't do this, God said this, you guys are all being awful. If you want, you gotta follow me. Here's a list of 10 girls that are gonna marry me tonight. Yeah, like that is what their meetings turned into. And they were awful. Like every day he had a new list of people that he was gonna get married to. Like he had so many wives. I'm actually gonna search it up. How many?
I want to know how he kept bringing people in because, I mean, obviously at some point you're going to run out of people. I just bumped the mic.
Oh, you mean like bringing men in?
No, like women in to marry him. Like.
Oh, well, they just had to do it.
Yeah, but like eventually if you marry them all, like say that there were 100 women here and he brings a list of 10 women a day, that's 10 days of women. But like how does he keep women coming in?
Okay. So he had... Wow. Guess a number.
100.
No, you're going too big.
Okay.
78.
Whoa.
And here's the craziest part. When he became... Oh, look at him. Look how old he is and look how much he sucks. He's so gross looking. I know. When he became the quote-unquote prophet, he took all of the wives.
What year was this happening in? When was this?
Oh. He got caught... Well, okay, hold on. Early 2000s. This is not that long ago.
Wow, I was thinking
this documentary came out like 4 years ago. Like this is current. Okay, so it says right here, he only started getting placed on... Okay, so he was placed on FBI's top 10 most wanted list in 2006.
Wow.
Yes, because, he was insane. Oh, my God. How many children did he have?
Probably over 100 at this point.
Yeah, a lot, that's for sure. But...
if each one had at least 2.
Yeah, so he had 78 wives. And he had more than 60 children. At a certain point, it's hard. Women can't have kids after a certain age, So, then he just has wives and stuff. But,
Heaven forbid.
yeah. Oh, okay, here are their names. Alyssa Walt and Rebecca Musser. They are the ones that escaped. They, risk everything. And then they exposed everything, basically.
Wow.
Alyssa was the one who was married at 14, who had to who was sobbing and had to say yes.
Yeah, and then found her
Rebecca
love of her
was
life.
the one who had to marry when she was 15, had to marry the old prophet, his dad.
Yeah.
And then ended up being remarried to Warren because he was taking the wives back from his dad. His dad, their wives were now his wives. Because his dad had 59 wives. He had 78. Or no, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. His dad had 36 wives. 29 of those 36 were remarried to him. He was marrying people older than him. I'm pretty sure that he's still alive. He's 69 right now. He is in jail, though. I think he's still alive.
Yikes. I was going to say, I hope he's locked away. It's not like he could do this again.
Oh, no, he is locked away. When you look up the first sentence on Wikipedia says Warren Jeff is an American cult leader who was serving a life sentence in Texas for child sexual assault following 2 convictions in 2011.
Wow.
It was a little over 10 years ago when he finally got put in jail. It was so recent. It's disgusting. But yeah, he had almost 80 wives. Gosh, it's so crazy. But So here's how it ended. I'm gonna tell you the story. Honestly, this whole ChatGPT thing isn't really. I'm just remembering it because I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
That's also okay. You're okay. If they can hear that, I'm gonna kill you.
I don't think they can. What?
Yeah, I don't think they can either. Okay, guys. Picture a styrofoam Chick-fil-A cup with the red chicken on it. She has scraped away the red on one of the feathers. As she was listening to me, she went like this. Just hella. That's actually crazy.
And I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
Continue.
So the way that it ended, everything was clearly going to shit because he was kicking men out and he was put on the top 10. FBI's top 10 most wanted
that's
people.
you got to do some.
That's
you got to do some shit to get on that
and
list.
he did. And he did. And so, he was also kind of going crazy because he had so much power. He was like, what am I going to do next? So what he did is he took 5 of his most favorite wives, the ones that were probably in their 20s and 30s, and he took them to Vegas. And he took them to LA, and he partied with them for a week. He just went crazy. He just disappeared from all of his people and took his 5 favorite wives, got them into regular clothes. The way that he was caught was his Uber driver recognized his face.
He was going out with a bang. He wanted to go out with a bang.
Yes. I'm going to try to find a picture. Warren Jeff getting caught by the Uber picture. I want to see if this works. I'm picturing it in my head because of the... I'm not going to find anything. I'm picturing one of the pictures from the documentary. Guys, please watch it. I know I'm talking about it, but man, it's so it's so good that I have watched it 4 times. Yeah, I can't find the picture, but this is just one picture of what it was like daily life. That's a picture of him, and they're all just looking at him. That's me. I pointed at a redhead for anyone that was wondering. And here's a full picture.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is one of the pictures that they used for, talking about him. It's insane. It's crazy. That one of his wives, that's a 14-year-old. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to show you that. I'm sorry. And this is him talking in court, obviously. He didn't win because how the heck would he win? But yeah,
I'm
so
wondering
like
how that went down because it was for like religion, and like religion in court gets real nasty real quick.
yeah, well the good thing about this is that their religion was breaking rules because polygamy is not legal anywhere in the US.
Oh.
So when that's what was starting. They were like, oh, watch out for this guy, Warren Jeffs, or just the FLDS in general. They are marrying multiple women to one guy. When they found out the women were underage, that's
a
when,
whole other.
Yeah, because they knew that for the FLDS, the marriage means a lot of other things. And so, yeah. But anyways, okay, so I'm looking at a bunch of pictures of him and I'm kind of getting scared, so I'm exiting out of this tab. But yeah, from what I remember, that's how he got caught. He was partying with his favorite women and he got the Uber driver. Yeah, which bless up for that Uber driver. And then he was immediately sent. I mean, the part that they never really explained was what people did after. Because what the hell do you do?
How do you go back to normal life?
Oh, wait, actually, there's one more thing that I forgot about that I'm going to talk about really quick. So when Warren Jeff was the prophet in the beginning, he didn't change things immediately, but he told everyone, he did, because within the first, month, he told everyone that God had came to him in a dream and had told him that in 1 month time or in 2 or 3 months time, it will be the end of the world.
Oh.
Everyone will be lifted up into heaven. But what he said is that we have to go to Utah or some shit like that. Like we have to go to a different state. So everyone in this town packed up on a horse and buggy and went the whole track. I don't know. We're talking like 500 miles to a different state and to a specific plot of land that he said would be lifted up. Well, everywhere around is caught on fire, and it's like burning hell. And their specific plot of land will be lifted up. So when that didn't happen, everyone was like, dude, what the heck is happening? And he was like, sorry, guys, got the wrong date. I don't even know what he said. I can't remember exactly what he said, but
he's God came to me. He's like, he's giving Earth more time. We're like,
yes, that's what he said. He did. He said that he was giving people more time, so here's more stricter rules. That's basically what it was. And then it just kept on getting worse and worse and worse. And so, yeah.
Wow.
That's one thing that I did forget about, how he made everyone
up and move
and then nothing happened. Yeah. He started. Oh, here's another thing. I'm just scrolling through this. He started taking books away, obviously, and he was cutting out pages in biology textbooks, about humans going to the moon. He cut all that out. That made me angry. I was like, dude, come on, that's my whole thing. And he was cutting out all about the solar system because it's nope, that's God up there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to control every single aspect of their life. And he was successfully doing it, which is just insane.
That's so scary. See, I'm so in control. I couldn't imagine giving up control.
I know, we get to pick when we wake up and what we get to wear. It's just crazy how they lost so much the second that the old Jeff died. But yeah.
Wow.
That's basically everything that I can think of that was really interesting.
I really want to go watch this documentary now.
I think it's 4 episodes. They're an hour each. Let me go on Netflix real quick and search it up. But
I'll watch it on my drive home.
Do it. How long is your drive home?
5 hours.
Perfect. Actually, you can watch all of it.
I know.
I was going to say, because if it's any less than that, you wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. So.
Well, I spend 2 hours just going in a straight line on the interstate, so.
That's crazy. Yeah, okay. It is 4 episodes, 45 minutes each. One's an hour. So, boom. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, I'll watch it on Wednesday.
Yeah. Please tell me about, how you like it. And, you don't really have to look at the pictures, because a lot of the pictures...
I, glance down whenever I'm watching.
That's what I would say to do. That way you can see who's talking, because their voices, it's
Yeah.
That way you can... Whether it's, Rebecca or whether it's Alyssa. Because those are, the 2 main girls that talk about it. Let me know if I get anything wrong from my memory. I definitely did. But, okay, because this is the... This is when they tried to find him. This is, them trying to bust into it.
Oh, wow.
It became a whole thing because they, realized how insane it was. But yeah, I think this is one of, if not the best documentary that Netflix has ever made.
Really?
Yes. It is so well made. I mean, I watched it like a week after it came out, maybe a month after it came out, and that was 4 years ago, and I think I've watched it every year since.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. And
Netflix honestly has fire documentaries.
Once you're done, watch Our Father, because that one's crazy. That one is about a guy who put his own semen in a bunch of women that were blue eyes, blonde, and white because he wanted to restart the Aryan race. That is a crazy flipping movie.
Wow.
And want to know what happened? 23andMe exposed it all. Because people were doing their DNA test, and it said, you have 30 siblings, half-siblings. And it was all the same dude. And then he got busted, and it turns out that this dude, I mean, he had, like, I actually want to search up how many people.
That's crazy that 23andMe is.
I know. Okay, what was his name? I don't know the name. Who is the main guy in Our Father from Netflix? Let's see if this works. Dr. Donald Klein. Okay. Yeah, he used his own sperm to impregnate dozens of women. I don't know how many kids he actually ended up having. How many kids did Dr. Klein have? Oh my God, guess the number. It's more than 30, I'll tell you that.
50.
94.
Oh my God.
94. And counting. It says and counting. Because a lot of people didn't even do the DNA test.
Wow.
Yeah. DNA 23andMe database. At the time of filming, there were 94 children and counting.
Just at the time of filming, that's probably more.
Probably way more, because once people saw that, they were like, "Oh shit, that was our doctor." Yeah. That one is only an hour and a half, just one episode. Dude, I love documentaries. I could talk about them for hours.
Wow.
And I also have a really weirdly good memory about, like, I have photographic memory, so that's why I can remember documentaries so well, because I watch them and I see these pictures. Like, yeah. I could talk about, like, the girl in the picture, that's in the documentary that I'm looking at right now. The Twister documentary that I watched one time. I could tell that story again, exactly how they said it. Abducted in Plain Sight. Ooh, that one's really good. Guys, maybe we should just talk about these. And I just explain the documentary in word form, because this is my true passion.
Yeah, these are interesting.
What Jennifer did? Yeah.
I need to get into documentaries.
I'm going to send you a list of, like, 5. And you're gonna watch them all.
I would love to.
You know what I haven't seen, though? That everyone else has? The Menendez brothers.
I haven't watched that either.
Okay.
I've been meaning to. I love true crime.
Maybe we watch it together and we can talk about it.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that.
That can be, like, one of our first things when we come back, because we were not going to be able to watch that, like, tonight and talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got too much shit to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a paper to write.
Oh, The Program. This is another one that I watched. It was, like, I got 3 episodes in. I think it was, like, this is one of those things where, it was only 3 episodes. Maybe we should finish it. I'm, like, 20 minutes in the last episode, where they, like, teenagers that are, like, misbehaving get sent to a program, and it's, like...
Oh,
I'm getting chills. I've gotten chills, like, 10 times recording this one. Yeah, it's real bad. And it's, like, and there's, like, surveillance footage, like, just, like, watch just, like, a second of it. All the papers and the files.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah. Watch this. This is the part that I wanted to show you. There were, sitting in circles. It's also, like, they always try to back religion, which is so frustrating, because they just make it God-fearing instead of, like, God-respecting. You know what I mean? I don't know how to, like, look at this. If you did something wrong, they'd, like, go and, like, beat you up. And these are, like, teenagers. Yeah. It's awful. This one's really sad. I think I stopped watching because it was so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you see that? They would try to get their anger out by, like, duck. It's crazy.
It's like those camps that kids are sent to, like the wilderness camps.
That's what this is, but it's a school. So it's like a boarding school, and then it's like, God, those wilderness camps, I don't know how you
Let's do an episode on those.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
I don't know enough about them.
I do.
That's so sad
I know a
for
lot
a
of
final
things about
episode before
everything.
Summer.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Don't worry.
We'll do, like, a fun summer episode or something.
We will, yeah. We'll probably record 2 tomorrow anyways.
Probably. Let's
'Cause,
go to
like-
the market and do a taste test of something that we find in
Dude,
there.
that's good. Hey, guys, would you listen to an ASMR?
Not ASMR. but,
Okay,
like,
well, you wanted to do
let's-
ASMR.
I just think it's fun. It was really
Holy crap, you did all of it.
I did the
Oh
whole
my
chicken.
god.
I did the whole chicken.
The whole chicken is no longer red. Dude, I'm gonna look crazy. I gotta throw this away. I'm gonna look crazy. I look like a sociopath.
I
with it.
think that we should go to the market here and pick, like, a bunch of weird food items that, like, nobody would ever choose to eat and then eat them.
That's a good idea.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, that's
I'll
a good
pick it
idea.
tomorrow and we'll go do it.
Okay, bet. Okay, all right.
Bang.
You know what time it is? Hey,
I
thank
love this
you.
song.
I know, me too. Thank you all so much for watching. This was a kind of crazy. Yeah, you can stop the music. This was a kind of crazy episode. But this was really just me getting in on it and watching Lauren's face go crazy.
Yeah. I wish there was a camera in here.
See, that's okay. Everyone was texting me, "Where's the video?" And I was like, "Guys, it's just a podcast."
It's just us talking. It's just our voices. But, like,
One day we
you can
will have
imagine
a
my
video.
face. One day. We'll
Yeah.
set it up. But I hope you had as much fun learning about this as I did. I learned a lot that I didn't know. A lot of disgusting facts that...
And I had so much
Yikes.
fun talking about all these disgusting facts.
Oh.
Okay, so that came out wrong. I thought you were gonna cricket me.
Both. You deserve both.
Same time, didn't even work. Didn't even work.
Yeah, it didn't even work my ass. Okay,
Thank you
round
all
two.
so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Bye.